Hello, my dear student. Welcome to another edition of your mathematics lesson. Today, in continuation with your main topic, arithmetic of finance, what we are going to discuss today is a discount. So let's begin. After completing the very lesson today, my dear student will be able to explain the term the discount, and the number two also be able to calculate or solve problems on the discount. These are the two things I hope, my dear student, you will be able to do after completing the very lesson today. So as usual in a favorite segment of the lesson, my dear student, today I'll give you another group of numbers, group of special numbers. And this group of numbers are called perfect numbers. I will explain what are perfect numbers after completing my lesson today, so don't go away. To begin the lesson, my dear student, let me first explain the term the discount. So discount is the money reduced to attract additional customers from the original selling price of that very item. So that amount of money reduced from the original sale price of that very item is what we refer here as a discount. And the discount is usually calculated as percentage of the selling price or the market price. And it's calculated using this simple formula. The formula for finding amount of discount, it says discount equals to discount rate, which is this percentage multiplied by the selling price or the market price. So discount is a percentage of the selling price, not the cost price. After discount, that very item, it is selling price, will now change to another new selling price, and that new selling price is given by the formula. The new selling price equals to selling price, that is the original selling price or the market price, minus the discount. So when you remove the discount, amount of discount from the market price or from the initial selling price, it gives you the new price of that very item. We are going to take examples and make use of this two formula in solving problems related to discount. So let's just move. Example number one, it says a bicycle which a trader bought for 90,000 naira and marked the price of that very item, that very bicycle, at a profit of 20%, was later sold to a friend at 10% discount. So the question asked here is what will now be the final sales price of that very bicycle. Solution to this very problem. So you see this trader, his cost price of the bicycle is 30,000. And wanted to sell this bicycle and write on it a particular selling price, and in that selling price there is a 20% profit. But later now his friend come and wanted to buy the bicycle. So as a friend now he decided to make a discount of 10%. So what we now ask to find the final selling price, that is the amount the friend paid for the bicycle. So let's just begin. So what we now do, we now find the market price. That is the price that he intended to sell that very bicycle, which we now say there is a 20% profit in that market price. So the market price will now be given by this simple formula. Cost price, that is 30,000 plus the profit that he intended to make. That is that 20% of the cost price. So let me just substitute that to get the market price. I'm going to have 30,000 for the cost price plus the 20% of 30,000. That gives the amount of profit that he intended to get initially. So simplifying this will now give 30,000 plus 6,000. This 6,000 is now 20% of 30,000. That is the profit that he intended to make. So when you add this 6,000 to 30,000, it gives you the market price of that very bicycle, 36,000. So as this 10% discount is 10% of the market price, is 10% of this 36,000 naira. So let me just get the final sales price. This is the initial sales price. Let me just get the final sales price. And final sales price will now be given by this formula, market price minus the amount of discount. So let me just substitute. The final sales price will now be equals to 36,000 naira. That is the market price minus 10% of 36,000, because a percentage discount or discount is percentage of the selling price or the market price. So this 10% is not the 10% of 30,000, but 10% of 36,000. That is the market price of the bicycle. So getting 10% of 36,000 gives answer 3,600. When you subtract 3,600, that is the discount from 36,000 naira, gives you the final sales price as 32,400 naira. So this is the final sales price of the bicycle. Let me just move to the second example. Example number 2, it says a bookshop offers a discount of 10% on any book bought and another further discount of 5% for prompt payment. So there are two discounts now. The 10% discount is general discount, but the 5% discount is for those that are paying there and then. So what the question says, Binta is a student who bought a textbook which was marked already 500 naira and paid for that book promptly. So the question asked here is to find her total money that she's going to save for paying promptly. So solution to that very problem, what we do first is to get the 10% discount. That is the general discount. So let me just find the amount of discount. So this is 10 over 100 times 500. This gives the amount 50 naira. So there is a 50 naira general discount on this very book that is marked 500 naira. To that, I'm going to have the new price of the book. The new price of the book is now going to be the original price, that is the marked price 500 minus the discount, which is 50. So that gives me 500 minus 50, which will now be 450 naira. So this is the new price of the book. You see this student Binta with her 500 naira in her pocket wanted to buy this book because she's aware of the price. Now come and realize that there is 10% discount. So the book is now 450. And she learned also that there is another additional discount for those that are paying promptly, and she has her money in her pocket. So she is now paying promptly. So what we now do, we now get this 5% for paying promptly, and this 5% is on the new price, which is 450 naira. So let me just get that 5% discount for prompt payment is now going to be 5% of 450, and this gives me 22 naira 50 kobo. So this is another additional discount that Binta is going to have. So we can now find her total money that she's going to save. She's going to save this 50 naira for general discount, and she's going to save this 22 naira 50 kobo for paying promptly. So let me add those two discounts. So we now add those two amounts. If you do this addition correctly, you now have 72 naira 50 kobo. This is the money that Binta is now going to save. Let's just move and take a last example. Example number 3 says a bookshop owner marked a textbook a price which enabled that bookshop owner make a profit of 25%. But during special sales period, that book was now sold at 12% reduction, that is discount, to a customer, and that customer paid 1,400 naira for the book. The question asked here is what was the original cost to the bookshop owner. So let's see the solution to this very problem. So what we will now do, the question is demanded us to find the original cost, that is the amount the bookshop owner uses to buy the book. So let that amount be y. Let me just introduce the variable there. Let y be the original cost of the book. So in that case, I can now find the market price of the book, because that market price, the discount of 20% is always on the market price. So I have to get the market price. In that market price, there is 25% profit. Let me just go ahead and find the market price in terms of y. So that market price will now be equals to the cost price of the book, which I now said is letter y, plus the profit, and this profit is percentage of the cost price. Let me just substitute. I'm going to have y for the cost price plus the 25% of the cost price, which is y. So I have 25 over 100 times y. So this gives me the market price of the book if I have simplified. So simplifying this 25 over 100 times y gives you 25y over 100. And if you now add it with this using LCM 100, you are now going to have 125y over 100. This is what you are going to have. And I can reduce to this because this numerator and denominator can each be divided by 25. So dividing 125 by 25 gives me 5, dividing 100 by 25 gives me 4. So I'm going to have 5y over 4. This is now the simplified form of the market price of the book. So I can go ahead and now find the new selling price of the book. That is after this 12% discount. Let me just move. So the final sales price of the book, which we now said is equals to the market price, which is this 5y over 4, minus the discount. And this discount is now 12% of the market. That's why we have to get the market price. Of course, my selling price is given is 1,400 naira, is what that customer paid and collected the book. So I can now substitute it. What I don't know is this letter y, which I will now have in this very equation. Let me just move. So substituting, I'm going to have 1,400 for the final sales price equals to the market price 5y over 4. Look at it. Then minus the 12% of that market price, that is the discount. So 12 over 100 multiplied by 5y over 4. So what I'm going to do is to now perform this multiplication. I can now see that the 5 in 100 gives me 20. This 4 in 12 gives me 3. So in the error, I'm having 3 times y, which gives me 3y over 20. So I'm going to have my 1,400, which I copied, equals to 5y over 4, which I copied also. But this multiplication now resulted to 3y over 20. So I can now do the subtraction, that is using LCM 20. After you now subtract, that is from 5y over 4, you now subtract 3y over 20. If you do that correctly, you are going to have 22y over 20. There I can now cross multiply and divide both sides by the coefficient of y to get to my y. There I'm going to have y to be equals to this 20 times 1,400 divided by the coefficient of y, which is 22. And after multiplying and dividing, if you do it correctly, you now have your y as 1,272 naira 73 kobo. This would now be the original cost price of the book to the bookshop owner. And this is how we answer questions of the discount. With this, my dear student, I have come to the end of this very lesson. I hope you find it resourceful. And let me just move quickly to the last segment, Maths is fun, and explain what are perfect numbers. A number is perfect if sum of its proper factors is equal to the number itself. That is, if you are to find the proper factors of that very number, add those proper factors, what you now have as the sum is exactly the same as the original number. Let's just take examples of perfect numbers. 6 is perfect, 28 is perfect. If that is the case, if I now find the proper factors of 6, that is 1, 2, and 3. These are the proper factors of the number 6. Let me take the second number. 28 is another example of perfect number, and this is it is proper factors 1, 2, 4, 7, and 14. So let me go ahead and find the sum of those proper factors. Starting with the proper factors of 6, the sum of those digits there, that is 1, 2, and 3. Addition of those numbers gives you 6. And you can see 6 and the original number 6 are equal. So which means 6 is a perfect number because some of it is proper factors in the something as the number itself. Similarly, 28, if I added these proper factors, that is 1, 2, 4, 7, and 14, it will give me 28. And the 28 you can see is the sum and is the something as the original number, which means 28 is a perfect number. Let me give you other examples of perfect numbers. 496 is another perfect number. 8,128 is another perfect number. These are two other perfect numbers. Thank you for your attention. We see more of these things in mathematics in our subsequent lessons.